Hello, hello. I'm Sarah Anderson. You may or may not have met me at this point. You may or may not know what functional medicine is. Hopefully at some point we will sit down together and I can hear your story and dive deeper into what's going on with you. But I think it's super duper important that you hear from other people who have taken the risk and come on board and allowed me to do lab work and look at where they are and where they want to be, why they are where they are, and how I could possibly help them get to where they want to be. So this is Carlie. This is my office manager. Carlie has a super cool story, and I think it's important that you sit down with me and ask questions, but I think it's really important that you get to hear from some of my patients and hear their stories, because you might find a little bit of yourself in different people, and it gives you some hope, because I know the mainstream allopathic world has conditioned you into thinking that you're going to get all this testing done and you're going to get all these labs done, and then you go sit down with a provider and they say, oh, everything looks great, your numbers are normal, nothing's wrong with you. And that's the total opposite of how you feel. So I'm going to let Carlie tell you a little bit about who she is and kind of life before she met me, which granted, we have our own story. So I'll just let her take it from here.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Carlie. As she said, Sarah and I actually have known each other for quite a few years because of our children going to school together. But a few years back, at a cookout actually, and I was telling her how just terrible I was feeling and things that were going on, and she was like, when are you going to come see me? So kind of reluctantly, because I'm not going to lie, as she said, it is an investment in your health, I decided to go see her. And when I did, it's been game changing for me. To put a little backstory to it, I was to the point by the time I saw Sarah that I really couldn't leave my house if I even put a drop of water in my mouth. After lots of testing through different doctors and whatever, they would always just say, oh, you have irritable bowel, here's a pill, and just move on. Well, that never worked for me. So when I came to Sarah, I was kind of at my last resort, because I was absolutely over it. Didn't like to travel, didn't like to do things because of the issues that I had with my stomach. You may or may not understand this, some people, but it literally was a point of, if I left my house, it was looking of how many bathrooms are between where I was going and to the place where I got to. And I did that for several years, and it was absolutely miserable, to the point where I really didn't ride with my husband a lot either, because it was stressful on him and my kids. So when I came to Sarah, she said, let's do food sensitivity tests. And I'm like, Sarah, I've had a colonoscopy, I've had all these things done, they tell me I'm fine. And she said, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about food sensitivity. So we did it. Game changing. My life has been completely different the last few years. Because Sarah didn't say, oh, here's a pill. She said, no, let's figure out what's going on. So once we figured out what I was eating was destroying my body, and that was what the problem was. And then she also treated my Hashimoto's. If you don't know what Hashimoto's is, that's a thyroid disease. And she was the first person who said, oh, let's look at it this way. And I'm like, well, my endocrinologist, this person says I'm good to go. She was like, but they're not looking at it from this side of things. And so when she looked at it from those sides of things, wow, okay, I do feel like a normal person again. So I will tell you, the thing about Sarah is this. When you come in to see her as a patient, you're a patient. You're not a box that she's checking. You're not this little script that she's doing of, oh, we're going to do all these tests, and when they come back, you're good to go. You're an individual person. You come in here, you talk to her, she listens to your stories, understands what's going on, asks you crazy questions that you're looking at her like, why are you asking me that question for? But she gets this light bulb moment going off in her head, and then she asks you more questions, and you're like, oh, well, yes. And you can track it back to those things, and then you figure out what's going on. I will tell you, with Hashimoto's disease, it's terrible, because I can be going great for quite a while, and then my body says, nope, we're done. We're going to start all over again. Thank God for Sarah, because she actually listens, where others have not, and they'll just be like, you're good to go. So she is able and has helped me over these last few years to get myself on track and to be feeling better, hence why I'm now the office manager, because I believe that much in what Sarah does, because it's about treating your whole body, yourself, and getting you to your optimal health. And that's what we do here. And it's so awesome to see the people come in and the transformations that they can make, and that they are feeling their best, because that's the ultimate thing for all of us. We all want to feel our best. We're all tired of feeling bad. And it's so great to have someone that's going to listen to you and really understand and really cares. I really hope that you guys will come and see just what AIM is all about.
Awesome. Hope to meet you soon. Take care.